What's up, Brave Arts community? This is Shon Hyneman here with another segment of It's Scary to Remarry. And this special edition is two divorced guys who's married again.
Amen.
This is definitely going to be interesting because we did a show last week, and I'm excited about this segment that I'm doing with special guest, my man, Vince Fuqua. Vince, man, how are you doing today?
I'm vertical, man. I'm straight. We doing good. I'm glad to reconnect with you and have some fun. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, man, for sure. For those in the Bravehearts community, those who might not know Vince, me and Vince go back years, and this man has been doing some amazing work. I had to stay connected to him for this segment. Vince, can you tell the Bravehearts community a little bit more about yourself, who you are, and what you do, and all that other good stuff?
Yeah, absolutely, man. First and foremost, husband again, right? Family man. And when I connected with you, I believe I was hosting events and things like that. So I host a lot of events as far as mainly Christian-based events, and comedic segments and things like that, and speaking, life coaching in a way, and just speaking life, man. Musical artist as well. Do some music, a little this and that. So not trying to be a jack of all trades, but I do dabble in quite a bit of different things. But the main thing, man, is just my family, staying connected with people like you, and speaking, to different topics and stuff like that, mainly about relationships. So
Mhm.
that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah, man, because I seen some content you had on Facebook. I'm always making sure I stay on your Facebook posts, and you
Hmm.
have stuff that be going viral, and folks be sharing stuff and all kinds of stuff. I'm like,
Man, yeah,
this
it's
brother be
starting to get a
speaking.
little traction, man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's getting a little traction.
Yeah, right. So that's what's up, man. Let's jump into this. Now, first of all, as we know, with divorce is real, whether if you're a Christian or not, it's
Right.
real. And I really want this platform to be a place for men where we can talk about real life issues and how maybe we went through that divorce process, how we healed, how we eventually found love again. I kind of like to operate in that vein. So um, tell me a little bit about how you healed from a divorce. Like, what did Vince do in his personal time, and what did you do to heal? What did you do to get your inner self right, if you will?
Got you. Yeah, man. To be honest, man, I don't. In hindsight, I don't think I took full advantage of probably the personal time after the separation.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't probably have anybody mimic my steps afterwards. To be completely honest, I remember you told me an analogy a long time ago. You probably don't remember it, but I still remember it to this day. It was like a band-aid, and you said, some people like band-aids, like, when you rip off a band-aid, especially if you got kids, you try to stick it back on, and the more it gets ripped off, the less stickiness it has, and it's harder to keep that on. So some people are way more sticky than others. Some people been through way more scars and bandages. So me, I'm an extremely sticky person. I would say so, right? So like when you get to be, the divorce is a separation, so you're alone, and not a lot of people, you know I feel, take advantage of that time. I don't think I took full advantage of that time. I did take some time
Mm-hmm.
for it by consequence, of course, being separated. But I dated around like kind of immediately, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give it too much time. And then the only thing that I remember is probably some things that she told me and stuff like that that I reflect on, or probably would did differently, that I would say that helped me. But as far as the healing process, it's not like I read some books, or I was praying and stuff like that, man. I kind of just was out there for a little minute, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I was out there for a little minute, and it's weird getting back out there when you haven't been out there for a while. You know, it kind of you me. I don't know. Do you want me to elaborate more or
Elaborate, man. Yeah, man, because this is gonna help somebody, and I know whoever's gonna watch this is gonna help somebody. Because I also want to talk to you about the dating process, because you were married for X amount of years. I can't remember.
five? Five.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So coming out of that, well, you know what? Stick to your train of thought. Finish saying what you were saying.
Okay. Yeah. So like I said, I didn't do a lot and then also my circle changed as far as my friends because that's another thing. Like when you meet people as a couple, those are like both of y'all friends, unless y'all had two sets of friends and y'all just came together. Like you brought your friends, she brought hers. But we both moved out of state when we got married. Like so, we were both brand new. So a lot of the people we met, we acquired collectively. You
Mm,
understand? So my immediate circle between us, that's always kind of weird, right? A lot of it was Christian based. So and then at that time, I think we was like doing the home Bible studies and stuff. I think we moved from like a traditional gathering to like in home type of thing, but I'll still visit and frequent other churches. So our friends, I know some of them was like trying to keep us together, and then some of them were neutral, but not a lot, because you typically they invested in the idea of y'all. When you got friends and y'all married, they're like it kind of throws everything off balance, and then people feel they got picked sides and all this other stuff. So it's like they don't even wonder if it's really best for y'all to be together. They just want to keep y'all together because either they bring in or them being from the church, or they just want everybody to be cool. Have game nights and whatever y'all was doing, bowling. They like we wanted to be the same. So me, like I lost a lot of not lost, but the communication changed with some of the friends that I used to have, but never any bad blood. Nobody even really. I just noticed the communication slowly tapered off. It wasn't like nobody said nothing sideways to me or anything, at least that I know of, right? And so that changed. And then my only recourse was probably like dating and stuff like that. Because to be honest, man, I got married when I was 25. I'm 35, and then at the 5 years, so then I was 30. So and then prior to that, I was like really enclosed in the like ministry and stuff like that. So I didn't even was out there like that. I did all my wild stuff in like my teens. So I was stuck for a minute. So I kind of went back wild again, honestly.
mm,
I was wild for a minute, and then God just blessed me kind of in the midst of it. I don't even feel like I did anything all that great to kind of deserve to be in the situation that I'm in right now. I just kind of got lucky.
mm,
The only thing I think I did okay, which is on her end too, is that I don't mean no ill will toward her. Like and which is different for everybody. Like because everybody got different relationships with their ex and stuff like that. But I know I didn't want her to fail in life. I wasn't like, oh man, like your next ex he gonna be busted and stuff like that. Like I wasn't like you ain't gonna ever prosper without me. I just want to. I just wanted us to still be good, like as far as I don't want no ill will towards her or her family. So
mhm.
that's like the only other thing I say I was okay in that situation is that I know me personally, and I can't speak for her, but I believe her the same with her too. Like she didn't want nothing bad to happen to me, even though we were separated.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because I was the same way. I didn't want no ill will
Right.
sex or anything. And I think there's a blessing behind that when you can really break away. Um, I, I won't say in a healthy manner, but when you just kind of go your ways, you're
Right.
like, you
Right.
know what,
Right.
it's over. It's just let's just dead it. I think there is some kind of blessing in them, and even some peace in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me a little bit about the dating process, because for me, and I said in the last show, I struggled big time with. I knew my marriage was over, but I stuck in it half in part because I I knew I wanted to date again eventually or remarry. I'm just that type.
Okay.
But I'm
Yeah. Same
thinking,
here.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
that type, because the best piece of advice people gave me was, "Hey man, just go wild out and sleep with all the women after your divorce." I'm like, that's not me, bro. I, you know. But anyway, I
I
wanted
think
to.
I didn't tell you that, right?
You did. I don't think
Okay,
you
all right,
did.
yeah,
No,
all
I'm joking.
right, all right,
I don't
cool.
think you
Yeah,
did. I
okay,
don't
all right,
know.
all
But
right.
long story short, man, um, I had to think because when I got married, I was married for 14 years. So you're talking about baby Facebook phase
Oh
going
yeah,
into
pre-social media.
pre-social media
Yeah,
to me divorcing and getting out in this social media jungle. And it's been a blessing that I was able to actually meet my wife on Instagram, which is
that's
crazy, right?
ironic, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
After I shut down all my social media and all the stuff. But anyway, what was your process like during dating? Did you find it to be nerve-wracking, or did you find it to be intimidating, or were you just
man.
already the man? You like, I got this.
Ah, nah, man. I could probably say that, dude, I didn't do the social media thing with dating, and it wasn't because I like took some oath, like, oh man, I ain't doing no social media. I mean, social media is touchy in the separation too, because you got to list. So Facebook is just social media is such a big part of your life now, right? Because even if you die, they even got that contract like, hey, if you die, do you want us?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is, it became that real, like death and everything. Somebody got to manage your account. You got to leave it in your will, right? So it's like you have to put that you separated in some
Hmm.
shape or form. That if your spouse, if they change their name going back to the other name, right? You can't even do it kind of secretly, right?
Really?
So it's just a weird thing, but I did put we did, because you had to announce it via social media. I ain't doing no ratchet way, like, free, like I just like, kind of like, this is separation, right? And then, of course, that brings about the people. But back to the dating part, um, everybody that I met like through like physical interaction, like, I was out somewhere or something like that.
Hmm.
So, and now obviously when we meet, like, then I'll check their profile history and stuff, see what's going on. But in the dating realm, like, I thought I was, honestly, bro, man, I thought I was gonna be out there for a minute, right? Because I'm like, man, I just was married, man. Why? What's the use of like getting back,
Hmm.
like into that situation? Not the use, because I want to get married again, but not like right away,
Yeah.
So I dated around, but everybody I met was out through interactions.
Mm.
So it wasn't that I can't think of I think I could say 100% that nobody that I dealt with during the interim before I met my fiance and now wife that I met on social media and linked up that way. One, because it's like the friends were all connected and stuff. I guess I kind of wanted a fresh thing too. Like, I didn't want nobody like, oh, you're the separated guy, right? Like they
Yeah,
already know my
it's better.
situation. I rather introduce that myself. So, or they'll meet me on a clean slate. So
Mm.
everybody that I met was that. And the only I actually, my fiance was the only one that it came up about me being previously married, because that's the only thing that was semi-serious. You understand? Like, I didn't even get that far with nobody else because I wasn't looking at it for the long view. You don't even have to know I was married. Like, why you like, it's not important. Like, whatever. At that
Yeah.
point, she the only one that, and actually was an accident. Like, I didn't even mean, she found out, so I had to be like, yeah, well, my situation. So that's how that worked. But yeah, man, dating. Like I said, I would strongly advise anybody, like, against what I did, in the sense of, I mean, it worked out for me, but I would totally have used that time more, like, not even dating, like, there's so much freedom when you could just do your own thing. And I mean, there's blessings when you could do it with somebody else, but I didn't take advantage of that time, man, where I could have just did my own thing. I could have built my own thing,
Mhm.
really get connected to myself and God, right? You could have really just sought Him on your own and come to your own understanding of things with Him.
Mhm.
So, nah, man, I was like, kind of right out there right away,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens, man. I mean, this
yeah,
is this is like unfiltered, right?
yeah.
I don't believe that there's just this one cookie cutter way because obviously at the end you got the prize, right?
Right, right,
You
yeah.
know,
It
things
worked out.
still, yeah, things still worked out in your favor, So, and everybody's path is different. So, my route was a little different because I was like, I need to get myself together where I need to really like I need to dig in and see what's wrong with Shon because my mind
See,
is always
that's
turning.
good, man.
And yeah, and during my separation, I just took that time for reading and meditation and working. I was
Ooh,
just grinding. I was
yeah.
just that's all I was doing. I was working 50-hour weeks at my job, 10-hour days, just grinding, reading, praying. And once I got remarried and stuff like that, I was like, I gotta go get this counseling. I gotta go get this therapy done, man, because I don't want to bring no old trash from my old marriage into this one. Like, let me fix Sean
Amen.
because
Yeah.
I had some issues I needed to work through that I was unaware of being married for 14 previous years. Or at least I was hard headed, you know,
Right. Right.
didn't listen, I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's path is different, man. Let's talk
Yeah.
about how you met your wife and what was the qualities that really stood out in her that made you say she's the one? Because I know any woman that's listening to this, I know they probably want to hear, you know, how
Man.
men think.
Okay. So,
Yeah. So how did you meet her, and what made her stand out since you were dating?
right. So I met her at work.
Mhm.
Okay. It was a job. The work obviously was a job, right? No, but it was a job I had some years back,
Mhm.
and I was still in the middle of my thing, man. I mean, honestly, it was still in the separation status. Like it was separated, in the paperwork didn't go through all the way yet.
Mhm.
So I was still technically married at the moment, even though we were separated. So, I met her. I mean, the first quality, honestly, like I saw her from a distance. So, it was just physically at first, right? Because
Of
she was
course.
walking away when I saw her. So I was so right, I was like, oh shoot, look at this over here. She's cute. And it was my like first day. It was like my first or second day. We was both new. We started the job at the same time. So that's kind of, so it's not like I met her, she already worked there. We literally started at the same time. So I was like, oh, cute. And then I didn't know she was new though. And then we ended up in the same training class. I was like, oh, okay. We in the same training class. So, you know, um, going by, I would like make try to answer all the questions I can during the little work thing. Cause she sat way in the front and I was way in the back. And I noticed even in the front though, she looked good and everything, but she was very charismatic. She was like a fun person. I could tell just like one time she just bust out laughing one time. Must have been some inside joke up there. I don't know what they were talking about, but she was laughing for like 3 minutes straight, and it made everybody else start laughing. So I was like, oh, she crazy. I'm like, she a funny, crazy person. So I find all types of reasons to just like kind of talk to her. Like I'd be like, hey, like, cause we had the badge in and out with call centers and stuff. So I was like, hey man, I left like something about my badge I forgot. And she like, well, don't you got a badge? I was like, well, it's in. I forgot what I said, but whatever. And then she would always park next to me. Like I pull up at work, and she says I park next to her. But honestly, bro, like she late, bro. She showed up late to work. Like so, I was always there before her. So she'll park next to me. But so we end up walking to the cars together. Like like at the end of the day, we always end up, and that'd be like a little conversations and stuff. And then one time I tried to ask her out, and it was weird. With her, I was kind of like fumbling, man. I'm usually pretty good with it, man. With her, I was kind of like I stumbled across some words. It just sounded real sketchy. She asked for. I was giving her my number. I gave her like the wrong number, like on accident, and like so it was just all weird. And but then eventually we finally went on a date to the movies. It was the most boring movie ever. It was like a Steve Jobs movie, I think. I don't know why I thought to take it to that, but it was like what this 2015. So whatever Steve Jobs movie was out then, it was boring. But you know, I try to make my little advances. I was gonna get. She was like. She like, why you kiss? Like, why is he not kiss on me? I was like, what? And I was like, oh, all right, fine. And like, I didn't have attitude. But I was like, oh, she started. I ain't gonna keep kissing. So I was like, so she gave me a little back-sided compliments here and there, and then I was just like, she was witty and she was just cool. But I must say, it wasn't like I saw her and I was like, oh, this is gonna be my wife. Like, it wasn't like that. It was just like, oh, this cool person. She looks good physically. I like her. Like, we get along. We have fun. she kind of she's weird, she's different than everybody else, so I'm gonna keep talking to her type of thing. And so man, we just start talking and dating, and but we was both dating at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So she had somebody like way in another state or something, and then like, and I was still coming out of my thing,
Mm-hmm.
at least legally, right? I mean, I was out of it in the other sense, but legally it was coming out. So we was together, and then we stopped for a minute. So she she did that situation, and then I was out. Then I would say that's when I was truly alone at
Mm-hmm.
that point, because when we stopped, she did that other thing. Um, then at that point, that was weird. Like, cause even in my initial separation, like I went right back into the pool,
Mm-hmm.
and like, and then eventually I met her and everything. Then when that happened, I was like alone for real this time. Like I had to be with my folks.
Mm-hmm.
I had to move with my folks for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And that's how I knew, because and at that moment, that was my chance, if I wanted to be free for real. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, after that, I could have been like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be free now. Like, shoot that. I don't know if that's gonna work or not work, but whatever happens, I'm free. I know that much. Like, and then when that ended, and then we are talking again, man. Like, I just drawn back to this my band-aid, man. Band-aids are all sticky still, right, bro? So
Yeah.
I just like stuck back to her.
Mm-hmm.
And by that time it was like truly a choice though. Cause like I don't like people that stick not that I don't like people. I don't like the idea of sticking with something unless it's like a commitment to
Mm-hmm.
something you have to uphold. Like just out of consequence. Nobody want to be somebody's
Mm-hmm.
consequence.
Yeah.
But like, oh, I'm with you because you I don't want to be homeless. You got somewhere to live. I'm gonna live with you. Like, or you got this gear. Like anything that's other than you just want to be with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just don't want to be with me because of me. I mean, of course, other things are nice, but I don't want you being with me because nobody else wants
I
you or
don't
you don't want
need.
yourself and all this weird
Yeah.
stuff. Like, so at that point, we both had the opportunity to go our separate paths. She could still did something else,
Mm-hmm.
but man, we linked back up.
Mm-hmm.
And we were shacking for like a long time, man. We dated for 5 years. I got married this year in October. So, but we've been together 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
if you count it all as one.
Mm-hmm.
So, we had kids and everything. So we didn't go in a traditional order at all. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like a fairy tale, but it was really nice. And after having daughters and stuff, I want my daughters to get married, So, after 5 years, I mean, you should know, you know, at that point, unless you just, and then I can understand all the arguments against marriage and whatever, but for me, it was just the right thing to do. We wanted to build together. We
Mm-hmm.
wanted, it is a pride thing. Like anybody that, especially in this day and age, where just how everything is, to
Yeah.
still take the traditional route and her wanting to have your name,
Yeah.
that's a big deal. So and then our son, because I met her, she had a son and he was 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also in a blended marriage, a blended family type of situation, but it wasn't that blended because it was just her and him. So I got to get him from 3 and watch him come up, and never forced nothing. I
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, man, you better call me daddy or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
just kind of natural. Like even to this day, he sometimes calls me by my first name most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, then he calls me dad. Like when I don't know, it's just even when he say this to his dad, because I hear it in his heart. He know what it means. But it's nothing that I never forced. It's nothing she never forced. It's just like a natural progression. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that was like a long answer, but like that's
No,
basically yeah.
no, that's good because I wanted to hear that story and there was something because while you were talking, I was like, man, this will be a great question to ask. How do you feel about, and I don't want to stay here too long, but I do want to know your thought on this. How do you feel about when you are talking to somebody and y'all are just dating, right? But you like her and she probably has somebody else, but y'all just friends. Like, how do you let her know that you want to be with her, or do you just play the friendship role in hopes that? Because example for my wife and I, when we got married, we got married in 6 months. I like we weren't playing.
That's what's up.
Married in 6 months. I knew she was the one for me. I just snatched her off the market. I was like, 80-20 rule.
Oh,
She got 80% of what I love. You can't get better than 80 when
yeah.
you're dealing with broken people. We all broken, right?
Amen. I
Yeah.
like that. I never heard that before, but yeah.
Yeah, we all broken, so I'll take the
Yeah.
80-20 all day.
Hmm.
So do you would you just stay in the friendship role, or do you kind of nudge your way in there saying, hey, I really like you? What kind of approach do you take in that
Do you
area?
mean friend as in like friend zone type of friend, or friend like friends with benefits type of friend?
Good. I love that you said that. Um, Friend zone. Y'all haven't had sex,
Okay.
but she like you, but
Okay.
you in the friend zone, but you want to get out of the friend zone. Like it hasn't been official that you're in the friend zone, but you're in the friend zone.
Okay. And then so you talk about in a situation of you're technically friend zone with a girl. She's in an active relationship, and how do you like move that forward?
Yeah, for you and her. Now
How to take her from her man?
no, she's not in a relationship, but she's just
Oh,
dating other guys.
oh, got it. Okay, so she's dating other guys.
Yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay,
she's just dating. But you like her, you're in the friend
mhm.
zone, y'all ain't had sex or anything. But what's your approach? Do you take that approach as far as saying, hey, I like you, or do you just kind of in hopes that maybe, the friend thing will get
Nah,
you?
nah, that's kind of weird. Like, I'm not weird. Let me not say that because that's like a judgmental word. Like, I'm not. That's foreign to me. Um, I would say like I'll treat it like anything else. Like like if I like then especially if we're in a area that we got to communicate often, like let's say we at work or at church or a space where we gonna frequent, even if we
Mm,
not dating, like we just gonna keep seeing each other.
mm,
Like, I'm gonna make my approach. I don't feel like you should make your approach. Like, I honestly, and this is like probably a whole nother topic. Like, friend zones, man. Like, nobody, like, I don't know, man. I would say
is this another show? Do we?
no. I just say I would say that any girl that has a male friend, I believe it's very highly unlikely. Like, I don't think a guy is any female's friend, like just to be her friend,
Mm,
unless and it's exceptions. I'm not saying that it's some because some people will be like, well, like okay, but for the most part, unless you kids and stuff like back in the day, like fifth grade, eighth, like where y'all just all play together anyway. But once you get to maybe like junior high and high school and work and all that stuff, you don't go up to a girl and just be a friend. Like, hey, I want to be your friend. Like that happens because you approached and she ain't like reciprocate,
mm,
but she basically let you know like you could still talk to me, but I ain't gonna talk to you like that type of thing. So I would approach it early. I guess I won't even let it get to that point.
mm.
Like it would just have to be something that I would be like, hey, or unless I don't find her attractive in that way, I could be friends with a girl all day I'm not attracted to, and
Gotcha.
that's the same for a woman. So is somebody not on the same page there? Unless so if it's a girl that's dating, and I'm only in the friend zone probably because I haven't made the official approach yet. I would say
Mm,
so I would say you just have to be a man and just let her know your intentions. And if she's cool, then cool, you go with it. If not, then you don't stick around. And I mean, hey, sometimes that works, man. You could wait until somebody break her heart, I guess, or something. And be like, I'm here,
yeah.
But I don't know. That's a strategy.
Yeah, right. I hear you. Because some people talk about, we've been friends for years, and I don't know. When I met my wife, I
Maybe
don't
friends with
know.
benefits.
Eh, Yeah, maybe they were friends
They
with
probably
benefits.
leave the benefit part out.
Eh, Man, oh my
Yeah,
God, that's another show. We could talk about that, man. Vince, thanks so much for your time.
yeah.
I appreciate this conversation that we had, man.
Oh
I
man, me
want
too.
you to come back because I think that we got something special here, and maybe we can help some more brothers out there. And I know the ladies be listening too. So
Oh yeah, it's helpful for
definitely.
both because the divorce just affects both parties. And me and my ex, we didn't have children, so that's another thing. Like
Mhm.
children adds a whole nother element.
It
I
does.
feel when you get into have a divorce and you ain't got no children or a lot of like intertwined stuff like that, it's almost just like a regular breakup with paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So if we had a kid, I would probably change things. But like your platform is so cool, man. I want to thank you. Even my wife, man, she was like, man, this is so cool because I told her the concept of it.
Mhm.
And she was like, man, because she was like, men don't have nothing like that.
We
Like
don't.
women automatically got just by nature to have their support group and everything, and they just do it. We don't have nothing where we could talk about when what was it like getting back into dating? Did you heal afterwards? What did you go through? So I just think, man, your whole concept is dope, man. Like, so
Man.
that's really cool.
I appreciate that, man. And then we talked about this some years ago, right? This was crazy. We talked about
Yeah,
this years ago.
yeah, about connecting. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, but thanks again. Let everyone know how they can get in contact with you, Vince. How can they contact you if they want to get in touch?
oh yeah, absolutely, man. My name is kind of unique, so like Vincent. Honestly, man, I need to get more hip with this stuff, and it's been like that forever. But Facebook's the best way. I'm like Vincent Fuqua, Fuqua, on
Mhm.
Facebook. On Instagram, it's like Fuqua. Call me Fuqua. That's what it is
Mhm.
on Instagram. And Snapchat and all that I ain't got yet, but after this I'm gonna get it because it's necessary. And then but yeah, no, yeah, Vincent Fuqua is the best way on Facebook.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay. And then I'll have you linked up in the video and stuff as well once this go on Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. So that way people can get in touch with you. Thanks for your time, Vince.
Sorry, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. This is Shon Hyneman at It's Scary to Remarry, wanting you to love fearlessly. And this is the second segment of two divorced guys who eventually remarry. Thanks again, people.
Amen.
Take care, and also don't forget. Oh yeah, don't forget. You can also find this on Spotify. You can find it on iTunes. If you don't have
Yep.
time for the video, you can listen to the audio while you're driving. So make sure you subscribe, leave a rating and review. I would love that. Thanks again, people. This is Shon Hyneman with special guest Vince Fuqua, and we will talk to you soon, people. Take care.